Hello, YouTubers or viewers. My name is Ultima1125. Welcome back to another one of my story videos. Thank you guys for coming back. I hope you guys are all enjoying the story so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole month of me actually uploading some gameplay footage of me doing it. I decided to actually do some other recordings other than my story one, since I'm only uploading this once a month. So I thought to myself, might as well give you guys something else to watch if you guys still want to continue watching my channel. A bit of other news other than me doing some recording. In the past of my channel, like way back, like probably like over 5 years now, I don't know. I was actually a card gamer, and I know some of the subscribers that I have on here actually subscribed to me because I did that. It's been quite a while since I actually gone back to it now, but I will be planning to come back to Cardfight Vanguard in the future. So look forward to that. I'm gonna be looking up of the rule sets and probably, so I feel like the first video I'm gonna do is probably gonna explain the rule of Cardfight Vanguard. But other than that, I'm gonna get on with the Unjust Gospel. I hope you guys are all enjoying, and without further ado, let's continue. Inside the cafeteria, I stood still as I coughed out blood from the little girl stabbing me with her arm and her hand squeezing slowly on my beating heart. The more I felt her squeezing my heart, the more I felt it freezing to ice and cracking, seeing some drop of blood turning to ice. "Josh!" Petrie calls out, seeing me bleeding. "Oh shit!" Robert said quickly, backing away from me. I snapped back into reality, and the bright blue flames emerged around me, scaring the girl away and thawed out the ice in my heart. Breathing out in relief, I looked down to see the wound already healed, leaving the hole in my shirt. Looking back up, I hear some students talking to one another. "What the f*** is going on?" one of them calls out. "Where did that dude go?" another says. "Wasn't he just standing there just a second ago? And wasn't he bleeding?" Looking around, wondering what everyone was talking about, I didn't notice the little girl attacking with the earth spike rising underneath me. I hear the spikes forming underneath the tiles, quickly jumping out of the way, making it out with only a scratch on my ankle. Landing on top of the table, pushing the plates off, I started hearing everyone panicking around me. Hearing everyone screaming in panic, I fell onto my knees as I couldn't shake the feelings of fear consuming me and the screams of all the students making it hard for me to think straight. "What the f*** is going on? Where's Josh?" I managed to hear Petrie. I look over to find Robert dragging Petrie away from me, heading towards the nearest fire alarm, pulling the trigger to alert the entire school. Everyone in the cafeteria exits out as fast as possible while Robert and Petrie disappears in the crowd. "Focus," I hear the voice call out among the voices screaming in my head. Looking back to the girl, I see more spikes rising in my direction and quickly move out of the way, seeing the table flipping over. Landing near a couple of students who weren't able to exit out right away, unable to stop and help the students, the girl continues her onslaughts of attack with the earth spike at me, forcing me to jump out of the way, bringing danger to more students in the chaos. Hanging on the wall, I see some students under the tables, too scared to move, and some injured from flying debris. "Eyes in front," the voice spoke out. The girl holds her hand out as the water started being collected and froze into a big icicle. She shoots it at me, making me dodge out of the way again, seeing it impale straight into the wall without any resistance, as she started to create multiple icicles. "You should switch," the voice said. "No," I replied as I started running around her, jumping over any obstacles. "You don't know how to control your powers. You only used it for a brief moment because you felt yourself about to die." Unable to respond, I dodged all the icicles that were shot at me as I struggled to keep my stamina up. Hiding behind one of the tables that was knocked over, I tried to catch my breath, hoping that she didn't see me. Peeking over, I see more icicles flying at me. Jumping away, I stumbled through the ground, covering my head, stopping in front of one of the students hiding under the table. "Get out! It's too dangerous here!" I called out to them. They sat there covering their heads while shaking in fear. "What the f*** is going on? Why is everything exploding all of a sudden?" I suddenly get up and grab onto one of their arms, dragging them away from the table. "What the f***? Who's there?" the student yells out, swinging his arm in front of him. "Come on! Get up, move on, and get out now!" I said, getting behind him to push him. "What the f*** are you doing? It's not safe!" the other student calls out. "I know, but it feels like someone is pushing me," he replies. Peeking behind me, I find the girl lifting one of the tables overhead and throws it towards us, seeing the table bulldozing over other tables as it flies towards us. I then push him to the side and duck under the table as it crashes into the door that I was heading towards. "Stop attacking! There's still other peoples in here!" I called out. She didn't respawn and threw more tables at me, followed by the icicles, barely able to avoid either one. While dodging all the things flying towards me, I see the students looking around with their phones out. Seeing them, I found myself distracted and lost my footings from the rubbles that has piled around me, and one of the tables slammed straight into me, crushing me into the wall. The moment the table falls to the ground, an icicle flies and stabs in my shoulder, while Spike emerges from the wall, stabbing through both my legs. Screaming, I tried to free myself from the spikes but couldn't muster up strength as I felt the freezing cold from the icicle grow out into my body. The girl floats in front of me, holding up her hand in front of my face. Seeing her hand in front of my face, I felt my life near its end again, but suddenly felt the same change happening, suddenly feeling my body moving on its own. "There we go," the voice calls out as the screams and emotion silences. The girl looks at me in shock as she suddenly gets blown away from a strong gust of wind, crashing through all the tables along the way, making a clear path to the other side. With my free hand, I reach over to my shoulder, feeling the cold continuing to spread, and without a second hesitation, I rip my own arm off, throwing any ice off while breaking the spikes from my legs. "I hope you were having fun fighting me, 'cause the real show is about to begin," I said, popping my neck. I yelled out, feeling the pain from my ripped arm. She stood up from the rubbles, dusting off any dirt on herself while keeping an eye on me. Exhaling slowly, I lunged towards her, and as if I teleported, found myself right in front of her. Catching her off guard, grab on her shirt and slam her straight into the ground, creating a crater underneath us. She coughs out blood as I pinch her, suddenly seeing black flames around my missing arm. Raising it up high, I suddenly see my arm regrow back as the flames surround it, forming it into a claw. "Disappointing," I said, striking her. "Hold it!" I yelled out, suddenly feeling the change again. The black flames disappear as my hand goes through her, hitting the ground. I'm back in control?" I said, looking at my hand. "That's surprising," the voice said. The girl pushes me away and more spikes strikes underneath me. Jumping out of the way, I run up from the crater and hide behind one of the tables, catching my breath. "You still end up running even after you force control back," the voice said. "Look, I don't know what you're all about, but I don't like the idea of having someone controlling my body and force me to kill someone," I said. "You really think I'm here to take over your body, don't you?" the voice said. "Say what you will. I don't trust you." "You really need to lay off those medias." I peek around to see the girl looking around, flipping over every tables around her. I sat quietly, hesitant to move from where I was, trying to figure out a way to get out. "Look, I don't know why you are so determined to get rid of me when you could just keep your promise even after everyone forgot about you and shut up. I'm trying to come up with a plan to get out of this mess," I interrupted the voice. "There's only one way to get out of this, and that's to kill her," the voice said. "Is killing the only thing you're good at?" "I don't know. That's really up to you." I fell silent as I started crawling under all the rubbles, hearing her destroying everything around her. Suddenly felt the chilling feeling of death growing more. I froze in place as I lost myself in thought. "Look, I know you don't want to use your power because you'll lose more of your humanity if you do. But if you don't do anything soon, then you'll just be suffering in a lot of gruesome pain for who knows for how long, and trust me, good luck trying to keep your promise then while you are going through that, the voice said. Why do you care so much about me? Don't you want me to suffer so that way you could take control of me like before? I wish that was the case, but that's not how it works with me. What are you saying? Suddenly, I see some rocks falling close around me as I sat back up, peeking around to find the girl collecting water around her arms. Hey, I have something to ask you, I said. What's that? The voice replies. Do you think you could tell me how to use my powers so that way I have something I could use to defend myself? The voice fell silent as I heard the water growing bigger, feeling uneasy. We don't have much time before she attacks us, and by the looks of it, looks like she's about to do a big AoE attack, I said. I guess I can, but you won't be much effective if you only know how to use it, the voice said. Just give me enough so that I can at least hit her, I said, recalling the last attack. Okay, well, first of all, what do you remember Satan said to you about your powers? He said that my power source is the sins of all living things in every reality. I paused, realizing something from what I said didn't make any sense to me from everything that has been happening to me. Yeah, Satan said his power source is just from the sins of every living thing in every reality, not our, the voice said. So, wait, you mean the emotion and the voices aren't the voices of everyone's sins? I asked. If that was everyone's sins screaming at you along with their emotion, then hell would be heard in every reality. I looked back to the girl seeing the ball of water growing bigger as we talked. Can we hurry up with the explanation? Your source is not only the sins of every creature in every reality, but you are also fueled by everyone's negativity, the voice said. What do you mean by negativity? How is that different from their sins? I asked. Negativity is their current feeling that they are feeling, like depression, anger, or pain, while sins are their judgment. I'm not following. What do you mean their judgment? Well, to put it in a way you can understand, to power off the sins of others, you'll be seeing things in their perspective instead of your own, knowing what they really think and how they really want others to treat them, etc. Okay, so what do I need to do to use my powers? I said, noticing the ball of water starting to look disfigured. Well, because you are wearing those glasses, you aren't getting as many feels as you want, but thankfully you bottled a lot up before, so all you have to do is focus on it and release it throughout your body. I closed my eyes, going into a meditation state, suddenly feeling all the emotions in my chest, but felt hesitant as I focused more on it. You'll be fine, I promise, the voice said. Holding my breath, I felt everyone's sin and negativity flow throughout my body, but the moment I did, I felt my own emotions become nothing more than a dead void. Opening my eyes, I see the bright blue flames emerge from my hand, but notice a change in coloration in the flames. But I wasn't able to look closer at it due to my confusion of emotions that I was feeling. Why do I feel empty inside, yet still be filled with everyone's emotions? I asked. You can say it's your instincts, helping you work with mass amount of emotions, the voice replies. I look around, suddenly seeing firefighters entering the cafeteria, pushing rebels away. Seeing them enter in, I felt their fear, their worry, and someone's unmotivating emotions flowing through me. But aside from their emotions, I suddenly felt myself as if I was there with them, but not just if I was next to them, but as if I was them. What? I said. Eyes front, the voice said. Looking back to the girl, I see the giant ball of water deform till it burst apart, and all of the droplets flies at high speed, piercing through anything in its way. Covering myself up under my wings, I hear all the water flying past me till it went silent. Looking around, I see every inch of the whole cafeteria covered in holes, and the firemen all dropping to the floor. From the look of what she just did, I have to say you only have one shot to end it, so make it count, the voice said. Standing my ground, I waited for what the girl planned on doing, while I heard creaks above me. Looking up, I see cracks connecting with all the holes. The ceiling falls apart, and before I could react, I felt my feet planted in place, seeing the ground molded around my ankles and froze over. When did she? I said, making my flames burn through the ground. The moment I set myself free, the ceiling all collapsed on top of me, feeling the weight crushing me. After the smoke clears up, I find myself stuck under all the rubble, unable to get out. Pushing the rubble off, I started hearing everything moving, noticing the breeze crawling closer to me. But the moment I was able to free myself, all the rubble crushes me and started squeezing me inside. Feeling my body being crushed, I took a deep breath, feeling my wings twitching. Focused on my wing, in one push, my wings spread out, destroying the rubble that was crushing me, allowing me to jump out before it came back together. That was close, I said, seeing the skull destroyed. This is not good, the voice said. Why? I replied, feeling rain falling, followed by the sound of thunder. I looked up to see the girl floating above me, looking down at me. Don't tell me. She can control lightning, can't she? I asked. What gave it away? The voice replies. She raises her hand to the sky, and a bolt of lightning strikes where I stood. Seeing the light coming down, I jump out of the way and start running, trying to find a spot to hide under. As I ran to prevent myself from getting hit by the lightning, the girl started to attack more relentless, throwing more icicle at me, followed by spikes coming out from the ground. You won't be able to end this if you just keep running, the voice said. What do you want me to do? Take all the hits while going straight towards her for an attack? I replied. Sure, that'll do the job. Do you not see everything that she is throwing at me? I won't make it, I said, pointing at the girl who was throwing every single projectile at me. You will. Nothing in any reality can hurt you, so long you have your powers. So suck it up, grit your teeth, and jump straight at her and end it, the voice said. I looked up, seeing the girl hasn't moved at all, seeing her keeping a lock onto me. With one breath, I put most of my strength into my legs, leaping straight at her. Seeing me flying towards her, she throws icicles and water shots at me while making the lightning strike me as I flew through them. Reaching her, I grab onto her collar, staring into her eyes, seeing her stare changing. In her eyes, I was able to see as if I was looking through a flash of her life as a demon, feeling the fear of everything ending. Both seeing and feeling her emotions, I suddenly felt my emotions emerging back, feeling a smile forming on my face as my flame's color changed into a black flame again, before giving the final blow. The impact pushed me back as a giant explosion formed, crashing into the ground. Trying to stay conscious, I kept my eyes open, seeing the girl's body burning in front of a bright light. As the smoke cleared, I stood back up, feeling my energy drained, finding it difficult to stand. Looked back up, covering my eyes from the bright light. As my eyes adjusted through the bright light, I stood in shock to find out the bright light wasn't from the sun, but from something else that I was unable to comprehend. Congrats, you learned how to use your powers. But now, you gotta learn how to control it now, the voice said as I stood in front of what seemed like an empty, infinite, blank space where the sky and school was. And that'll be the end for this part of Unjust Gospel. I hope you guys are all enjoying the story so far and hope you guys will come back for some more. If you want to know when my next video comes out, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to know the moment my next video comes out. I'm also doing a playthrough of 2 games right now. Well, so if you guys want to watch those, the links will be down in the description down below. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys when I see ya.